This report is sponsored by Meineke.
104.1 KRBE.
Let's go. Good morning.
The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni cheese hot dog.
Ryan.
I am the worst DJ ever.
With Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday, May 14 of 2025, and it's 6:02 a.m. It's the gang, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And I don't know about you guys, but I've already been living every day like it's Thursday, but it's not Thursday yet. How is that possible? Yesterday morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, is it Thursday? No, it's Tuesday. Today I was like, oh, is it Thursday? No, it's still Tuesday. And then today I was like, oh, yay, tomorrow's Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. Like, what makes us feel this way? What makes us feel like 1 week is flying by versus 1 week is dragging out?
You must have something to look forward to.
Yeah. Sometimes it's your stress levels. If you've got a very stressful week planned versus just a normal week.
But you're right, though. Also, like, boy, that week went by fast.
Right. Or even our show.
This week's dragging.
Like right now, it's 6 o'clock. Our 6 o'clockers that are with us right now, this is your little window of just, we open the show. And sometimes before we know it, it's 9 or 8:30. We're like, wow, it's already 8:30. Or we'll look up and we go, whoa, it's only time for the 7:40 window of entertainment news. Mm-hmm. I feel like we should be done by now. Isn't that so strange how that happens? Maybe, Kevin, to your point, yes. There's a fun thing happening on Friday for my daughter's school, and maybe I'm looking forward to that so much that I'm thinking, oh, is it tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the anticipation.
Yeah. And then we've got Saturday at 11 a.m. We hope to see you guys at Lagoon Fest, Texas. If you very early birds, 6 o'clockers didn't hear about this, Lagoon Fest, Texas is a giant clear pool. It's a lagoon, but it's clear. You can see all the way through it.
But you can barely see across it because it is so big like a lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
and
wild.
we are going to be doing our podcast called The Raw Feed on location. That's why we're calling it the Raw Feed Road Show. And it was going to be at the club side of Lagoon Fest, which is the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill on the back side of Lagoon Fest. It is undercover, like it's a covered shaded area. That is free to come meet us there. If you are one of the first 104 people to come see the Raw Feed Road Show, we will gift you some tickets to go enjoy Lagoon Fest when it's over. 11 a.m. May 17. That's this Saturday.
Sweet.
Go to krbe.com for more information on that and directions and all that. You've got to put the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill in your GPS, not Lagoon Fest, or else you'll end up inside Lagoon Fest. Be like, how do I get back to where you guys
it's all
are?
the way around that way.
Yeah, we're at the end of the park.
Because really, I don't. Actually, text us at 37530 if you know somebody who lives in the neighborhood where Lagoon Fest is.
Yeah, we'll go hang out.
This is the club area for that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I mean, is it Lago? What's
Lagomar.
Is it Lagomar? Okay, yeah, because I always see the big entrance for Lagomar off 45 for that neighborhood.
I've never been, so I know Sam's been, Kev's been.
I know. It's really
Kev was
cute.
doing, years ago, you had to do a surf thing.
When they first opened, right?
Did you do something
when
there?
they didn't have anything there except for the lagoon and all of the fun things that you could ride. One of the things is this neat surfboard where you stand on top of it and it has a wristlet and you can direct your speed and I think you can steer it. I can't remember at this point.
Like a simulator?
No, you get in the water and you stand on it.
Oh, okay.
He's out there.
Yeah, you're
control
on it.
it, so-
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm standing up on top of it in this lake and I'm flying around and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just doing it out of the palm of my hand.
That
Like
sounds
that.
fun.
Balance.
Well, you got to balance, of course. But I mean,
There's not a lot of waves out there, right?
I water ski and stuff.
Kevin's really good at that. Like, I remember dragging you water skiing.
Well, you pulled me. You didn't drag me. If you dragged me, I remember.
But you never again. But what I'm saying is,
And he's been doing this since
you
he was
have
like
the
2 years
skills,
old.
You know,
Right, he
you
came
know
out
what you're
the womb
doing.
already.
Yeah, I don't know a Special K that doesn't do some sort of a water sport or some kind of extreme, snow something. I don't take you ever for a guy who goes on vacation and just does nothing.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Just sit around.
Yeah. Some people are like that. They just want to grab a book.
So I could hang out. Sam and I could go on vacation
absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
If
gotta
the five of us
go,
went on
go, go.
vacation together, the
Us three would,
me, Sam, and Eric would be together the whole time at the pool with drinks, and we wouldn't know where the two of y'all went the whole
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, Dad and I would be out
I'd
there
maybe
like
do
parasailing.
one excursion with y'all, and then I come back for the drinks.
And the excursion has to be something like, oh, look at that paddle boat over there.
Like we rented a sailboat. That was fun.
Yeah.
That's
Cabo.
fun. I
It takes
love
you
that
out, then you can
stuff.
go
That's fun.
snorkeling.
I
in
like
an
doing
area.
that kind of stuff. Like I would go like cliff jumping into the water and
Ooh, that
whatnot.
sounds fun.
I just don't want to get up all right, you got to get up at 6 o'clock,
a.m. now.
get in the van. We're going to drive an hour and a half. We're going to go do this, and come back at like 7, 8 hours later. I'm like, no thanks.
Well, you can do a half-day excursion, or you can do
Or go
a full-day excursion.
What's that? See the temples or whatever.
Mayan temples.
Yeah. Oh
Mayan.
God, what is
you
that
get
called?
like a bus
I've
and
been
go
to
like
it.
Tulum or something.
Tulum, yes.
You're like 2.5 hours. I'm like, hell no.
Okay, how about this
It's
one?
a drive.
I have a family friend who, when they were engaged, or was it like early on? It couldn't have been when they were engaged because it was the first time he was meeting the whole family. It was a family vacation, and he was going on it with them. And he's thinking, okay, that's cool. I'm going to be with the whole family. They went to Mexico. And he did not realize that this family is come on, 6 a.m., let's go excursion time.
Let's go hiking.
And so everything was like a super plan. Everything was like, let's go. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go mountain climb these cliffs. And he was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I've never been so exhausted in my life. And he couldn't be like complaining because
it's not
his turf.
You got to impress him.
And everybody's in on this game. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. And he was like, I've never been so exhausted from vacation.
It's like go to Disney when I try and take the kids to Disney on Thanksgiving week.
That's exhausting.
And you have to, remember, it's East Coast time.
Oh, yeah.
So the park opens at 7, I think. So it's
So
really
same
6.
concept. You got to get up and get going.
Oh, yeah.
Over the
Disney
your
magic
body
hours
clock
are
is
not
not
restful
matched.
at all.
Yeah. And you know
Not
me,
at
I
all.
want to make sure I get up in time. I want to make sure I got
Oh yeah. There's a bathroom
restroom,
nearby.
It'll be all good. Go there live. I don't want to be at Disney World using their bathrooms.
I will give you guys a piece of
they're not
advice.
bad.
Do you have a bathroom map?
They should.
If you're going to go to Mexico and you want to do those adventures, you can price it out. But when my ex and I went there last summer, I rented a car, and it was so much cheaper, and you can go at your own pace. You don't have to rush
Yeah,
and
my
do
wife
like
would not let that
multiple stops at every hotel when they're picking
You
people
do know
up.
there are cartels and bad things happening.
yeah, hell
around.
Yeah, I
Did not.
know, but, just driving down the freeway.
Right.
Just
Just
a
to know
white
he
rich
survived
guy,
that.
they're not going to go attack
Yeah.
you and think you're
When I go to
a
Mexico,
tourist. They're going to think you live there. They're going to go after you.
Right.
I like to use the Airbnb experiences in and around Puerto Vallarta because that's private contractors. I know y'all are scared of that, but it is on Airbnb, and it is something that, people can rate you on it, and they take you on a very small, intimate adventure. Or not necessarily adventure, but for example, I'm going to do one of these in Amsterdam, and we're going to get onto one of those small little tiny boats and go around the canals.
That's what my daughter did. She did that like last
Yeah,
summer.
You see that in Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, it's just a cute little boat just for the 6 of us, and we're gonna get wine and cheese.
You gonna ride bikes too?
Wine and cheese.
I don't know
Like
if I'm
bike
gonna ride a
tours?
bike. There are bike tours. That's a good idea, but
It's famous for that.
But we decided not to do that because my dad, he's on oxygen now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean,
realize
not all the time. It's just when he goes up and down the driveway, he gets winded a little bit. He needs to go in and
So
get
he
on.
probably
his
doesn't want to
oxygen.
be riding a bike with
Right.
an oxygen tank.
Right.
So
So
when he pulls it, the ones
Basket?
when you go to
Like my
rocket
tricycle?
teams.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. What do you call those things?
What are those things called? Where the guy pulls
Rickshaws.
Yeah, rickshaw.
Little pedicabs.
Mm-hmm.
You can be the pedicab driver, and your dad can be in the back.
That would be cute.
That'd be cute. So your dad's going to go on this trip with you.
Does he bring a
This
tank
summer-
with him? Does he have a tank with him?
Well, there's something about
there
that.
laws?
He has this machine that pumps the air with no tank, but unfortunately it just died. And so now he can't get one for several weeks. So he's trying to find if he can rent one over there or rent a tank when he gets over to Amsterdam. So where everything's up in the air on that one.
If you're getting on a plane and that is oxygen, highly flammable.
Right, you can't bring that
canister.
tank up on that plane.
Can't br-
you can't bring the tank.
So
on
if
the plane.
somebody has to have a tank to breathe, they cannot fly then.
I think
there's
they can.
another solution to
How
it, but
do they get
Yeah,
to
how do they
breathe?
do that? The people that have
'Cause
to
you
have it in
can't
their
take the
nose all the
tank.
time, and they got to walk
Well,
around.
how do they travel to get to the hospital when
Right.
there's some procedure you need at a hospital that's not here?
exactly.
But that's a long flight.
No,
That's
there's
like
gotta
over
be.
10 hours.
Well,
and you can't
our
go that long without
medical
the oxygen.
professionals who are driving in for the shift change can probably text us the answer 37530. How does somebody on oxygen travel when they
right,
need to?
because they told him he couldn't bring that tank up on that plane.
People can
Right.
bring donkeys on planes for support animals. You should be able to bring
Can
it.
they?
I've never seen a support mule.
Yeah, Google it. Look it up.
support
We
peacock.
did a story like 3 years ago. A
Oh,
lady
wow.
brought that little donkey thing, little horse.
It was a mini horse.
They've really changed the ESA rules,
They
though.
better.
Emotional support animals.
It's gotten
Shouldn't be able to bring
ridiculous. Yeah, I don't need a Shetland
but
pony.
people still try and get away with it.
It's just
I know. There's this one girl. She has this dog that looks like it's scared all the time.
Shut up.
And she
Misty
just
is an
makes it
emotional
an
support
emotional support
animal.
animal.
Roula.
This is how I can
Okay.
describe it. I finally figured out
Gives
how
me
to
so much love.
how to
and-
describe her look.
Okay.
And she's so
she's
sweet.
terrifying
Okay,
all the
no,
time.
Let's
this
be
is,
nice.
I will.
Okay?
No, this is her look. And this is her 24/7 look. When your dog sees a squirrel and is alerted, and is looking around like what,
Yes,
what?
yes.
That is Misty all the time.
Rest face.
No,
that's
That
Misty's
is her
rest
resting face.
Sometimes
Sam,
she's relaxed.
No,
I have not seen
I've
that.
never seen
What?
that.
I
maybe
will
when she
show
slept
you
when she
pictures.
slept in my bed with me when she finally closed her eyes.
Really?
And she was
Does she
very
close
sweet
her
That's
to
right, because
me.
Kevin has
Look
Rover's
at this
Misty.
sweet little puppy. That is a chill.
No, that was a video
pupper.
and you
No,
just
she
paused
still
it.
looks scared. She still looks like she's about
She
to attack a
does
squirrel in that
not.
picture. Yes, she
You
does,
are
100%.
evil.
By the way,
Kevin is
we
actually
love
had the
her.
dog sit Misty, so Kevin knows best if Misty ever really does
I
have relaxed face. No,
love
Misty is
her.
constantly on alert to attack.
Watch Sam's video yesterday. It was so cute. I could watch that like 2 times.
With the laughing of Santi.
Because
They were playing
her
monkey in the
husband
middle.
has the ball and throws it to Misty.
Okay.
Santi's in the middle,
It's like monkey in the middle.
but Misty can like hit her like a seal. Hit the ball
yeah.
to her nose.
That's
Go to
cute.
Slam Given stories.
Yeah.
You just see
That's cute.
Santi's laugh. He's just dying laughing.
He is.
It's just a
It was really
cute family moment. Those moments like you think like the
It's
your
going to time
deathbed,
hop you later. You're like, oh, remember how small
Yeah.
You
you
go
were?
back in time when you're 90 years old and go, oh, I remember
Hey,
this.
quick question. When you post something on your Instagram stories, it only runs for like 24 hours, but then what happens to the video? Can you go back and access
It's in,
those
your, it's
things?
in your
Yeah.
camera roll.
Yeah.
Your camera roll.
Oh, it is?
Well, it's in your archive. I can show you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
and
on
your camera roll.
Instagram. Yeah.
I was
Well,
wondering.
mine doesn't go in my camera roll.
Oh, you don't have
If
to
I-
save for that?
No, but I'm
Really?
sure. Yeah.
Mine does.
Oh.
I think it's
that's
an option
cool.
you can use. I mean, you can
It's probably
select.
for the best. I take too many videos.
Here, like it's probably for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look,
Too
coming
many
up
pets.
next, it's very interesting. We brought this Airbnb thing. It's coming up next in Scoop. To your point, Kevin, about Airbnb excursions that are trustworthy. Now you can have excursions with celebrities via Airbnb.
Oh,
gosh.
my
What
goodness.
the heck is this? We'll talk all about it.
And
Did we get an answer on text?
Some people do offer, where's that? There's so many of them.
Which one?
Oh, for what?
For the oxygen. Where's it at?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
I found a
texting.
whole bunch of stuff on that.
Yeah, some
so,
airlines offer in-flight oxygen for free.
Oh,
They have a
that's
personal
good to
oxygen
know.
that runs on a battery. Depending on the airline, they have to have so much extra battery life. So it's battery operated oxygen, or you can use an FAA approved portable oxygen concentrator, Kev, for your dad.
Yep.
Some airlines offer in-flight oxygen for a fee.
Get those kind at Specs at the front of the place. You can buy oxygen. You see those tanks?
No,
say-
I haven't seen
wait,
that.
that's
think it-
CO2.
Oh no, you're thinking of the thing you get in Colorado when you have air sickness.
Colorado. Yeah.
The air canister.
You see
Yeah,
those at Specs? I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that and get all hungover.
Oh,
You need
I
to-
see people on ski lift hitting that.
yeah, that's true. By the way, I want to read this out loud in case somebody else is in Kevin's position. If you let the oxygen company your dad uses know you're traveling, they can ask them for a portable oxygen concentrator. That's good to know.
Awesome, yes.
All right, here's your weather for today, guys.
Okay, so yesterday we tied a 118-year-old heat record. It was 94 yesterday, and it's going to be 94 again today. Yeah, and our bodies haven't acclimated to
I
it
felt
yet.
that yesterday.
Uh-huh, right now.
It was so damn hot.
75 degrees and 614 on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
For your daily scoop, Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE's Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Okay, it's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And Saturday morning, 11 a.m., we are going to be at Lagoon Fest, Texas. More specifically, the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill on the backside of Lagoon Fest, Texas. It is the club area for the neighborhood that backs up to Lagoon Fest.
We want a place in the shade. We want to get you guys.
Right.
Since,
Yeah, it's
you know,
not
you've
gonna
been
be,
hanging out for a couple hours. We want you, then you can go out. And
Not going
have
to be
some fun.
sizzling yet.
Yeah.
So 11 to 1 is when you're going to find us at the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill. It is a free event to watch us record the podcast that we call the Raw Feed. So we're calling this the Raw Feed Road Show because we're taking the Raw Feed on the road, and it's a show.
And you could be a part of it. You know, last time we did this at Moody Gardens, we brought people into the podcast. Somebody played the rapid fire quiz and actually won it. Beat all of us.
Yeah.
So
You have to
can
bring
find,
that part up.
Yeah.
That kind of hurts.
You can find all the information you need at krbe.com. It is a free event, but here's where you need tickets. If you want to enjoy Lagoon Fest afterwards, there is a fee to enter Lagoon Fest. So we're going to give you tickets to enjoy Lagoon Fest if you are one of the first 104 people to come to the Raw Feed Roadshow. You will get tickets to access Lagoon Fest for the rest of the day. So pack for Lagoon Fest for a day of fun and start off with us at 11 a.m. at the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill. Go to krbe.com for more. That is this Saturday, 11 a.m. This Saturday's date is May 17. If you are caller 10, I'll give you a pair of tickets right now.
Nice.
833-390-KRBE. Caller 10, you're in with a pair of tickets for Lagoon Fest. Okay, so it was back in 2008 that Airbnb became a thing. Co-founder and CEO Brian Chesky had a problem he wanted to solve. When he launched in 2008, his straightforward proposition was rent your house or a room in your house. You can change how people travel the world and make your biggest asset make you some money.
Like now it seems easy, but back then it seems like
it was so
how do you
foreign.
talk people into giving up their house for a weekend?
Or how do you tell people to go stay in somebody's house?
And how do you get insurance? And how do you protect stuff? It seems like so hard to do.
And there are more than one company. There's more than just
There's
Airbnb.
But they're like the
Vrbo and
they're like
others.
the Kleenex of tissue.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the innovators, yeah.
So Brian Chesky also said he wanted to take it a step further. He said, what if we could Airbnb more than just Airbnb? Well, this week they rolled out an overhaul of what they offer on the app, adding services. Like Kevin had just mentioned this in the opening break. Personal training, meals, experiences customized to each city or location, like a pastry making class in Paris, or a lucha libre experience in Mexico City, or a gallery tour in New York as part of your Airbnb rental. And then he's even taking it a step further by joining forces with celebrities who are willing to be part of the Airbnb
Oh,
experience.
wow. But the celebrity's going to lease out their house and have them come stay?
Or
The
you join
celebrity
them?
is going to have an experience with you. Like Patrick Mahomes is the cover of this story on the Hollywood Reporter. Sabrina Carpenter is also mentioned, where the initial batch of once in a lifetime experiences include days with Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes playing football with you and eating barbecue.
Oh, nice.
Or
cool.
a day on the Short and Sweet set with Sabrina Carpenter.
Wow.
Or a day with Megan Thee Stallion. Like these are like major experiences through Airbnb.
It's
that
almost
you can
like
buy to be with a celebrity you
Airbnb
love.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Sounds cool, but it'd be awkward.
It would be.
Like,
I'm forcing
hey.
you to play football with
Hi,
me.
Patrick.
I
You're
paid
paying
you.
for
Well,
them.
you're paying for it.
I mean,
I
they're
know,
being
but
paid.
still,
They're not hanging out with
it's like
you. You're not
going to be
friends.
best friends afterwards.
No.
You
I mean,
hope
think about it. It's
know.
like, Eric, it's like...
it could be. I guess you could never know. I
It's
mean,
like an in-person cameo.
They're not going to be friends with you.
They're not going to be friends with you.
No, absolutely.
Although,
if you're cool,
although,
they might like you.
you never know, Sam.
We meet
because-
people here. They come up here.
Right.
Buddy
Become our
Pedro,
friends.
we're buddies. We're going to go to WWE wrestling in
yeah,
July.
we're
We're
hopefully.
not.
Really?
We're not. Like
Listen,
that.
Sam, you know Matt Damon's wife
We're
was
also
the
not
bartender in
major
Miami that served him a drink. Matt Damon's wife
Yeah,
served him a drink in Miami.
she's probably super hot.
Well, she was of course she's very attractive, but how many hot girls have served celebrities drinks? They hooked up, they never saw them again.
Yeah.
Matt Damon married her and had 4 girls with her. You know what I mean? Like, it can happen,
Yeah,
but
it happens all
you
the
don't
time.
remember it. Like, there were experiences that we here at KRBE gave listeners. I still remember them, but I don't know if the artist does. There was a shopping excursion where Warner Brothers Music gave us, I think it was like $2,000 to go to the Galleria. Or maybe I feel like it was 5. I mean, it was a lot of money.
And go shopping with who?
It was the song Blue Monday? It's an 80s song that was remade.
Yes, it was originally done by New Order, and then Orgy did a cover of it.
Okay, so that group Orgy, there's 3 guys. They were here for a show, and they, with Warner Brothers Music, did a shopping excursion at the Galleria. And we picked the winner, and it was like this 19-year-old girl and her sister.
Oh wow.
I did explain that to your parents. Hey, Mom, I'm Dad. I'm going. They give me $5,000 to go with the orgy.
Exactly.
What?
She did not explain to her parents who they were, but they knew the song. The parents knew the song. And I remember I was the representative from KRBE that had to go along with that trip. And it was actually, I mean, y'all, it was a core memory for me. I'll never forget that because
Yeah, of course.
we went to they would not help us at the Prada section of Saks. They would not. The lady would not help us.
Well, they were
They
weird
thought that
looking
we
dudes.
were just like a bunch of weird hooligans that were going to run that store and like maybe steal something, or because they had like blue hair, platinum blonde tip, blue hair, and they just looked like rock, like 3 rock guys.
Do you remember that song?
With
It
their
was like
leather and their platform
It was,
shoes?
Wait, is this the band?
Orgy.
Yeah,
Orgy.
Orgy.
Like,
The
they
3
did
guys
the
from
cover.
Orgy. Blue Monday.
How does it feel to treat me like you do?
See, that's how we can podcast this without actually playing the song. Anyway, I mean, that excursion, I don't remember that girl's name. I remember that girl's face. I remember we went to the Betsy Johnson store in the main part of the Galleria. And the Warner Brother or Columbia rep was with us with the credit card and would just swipe the credit card and she got to pick whatever she wanted. And it was a pretty fantastic afternoon.
That's
and
pretty
I didn't
cool.
get anything.
They
I
become
just had
friends?
the memory.
Were they all hanging out?
No.
It was awkward.
No, the guys were very personal. You would think that all of us were friends.
Yeah.
You looked at us
That's
as a
great.
group, and you thought we were all together. But I'm saying afterwards, no, I don't know what happened to that. No,
Yeah,
they
they're
did not. No.
calling you up like
That
later
girl
in the
went to
day.
the show, but no, they never. They don't remember it.
We used to do
hook up.
We've done some great experiences with people. I
mean,
always
we've had
wondered.
some really good stuff.
I always wondered what happened. I remember when I did the nights here, we did a guest DJ experience, and I can remember the girl's name. It was Tara Wiersmeyer, something like that, and she came up and did the show and was really good. Never saw her again. Never knew what happened.
Never saw her again.
And now she's got a little Ryan chase.
Yeah.
No, it was not like
18 months,
that.
18 years
night
later.
It was not
One night
like
with Ryan,
that.
and I have a baby. Okay, one
No,
more
I
thing.
don't need more child support.
Yeah, one more thing.
You're in the system, right? Did you do 23andMe?
I did do 23andMe. And now it's been
14
sold.
babies.
Now they're going out of business and like my info's out there.
Ryan, don't get on the grid, man. Stay
I
away. You
know.
don't want those kids coming for that. Those fat checks.
Yeah. One more little thing I want to mention. I'll mention it through the morning too. But Pete Rose from Major League Baseball, Cincinnati Reds, is iconically connected with gambling and baseball.
I think I've ran into him like 5 times. Last time it was with Tassos.
Oh,
I
really?
think it was my birthday.
Oh, funny. In Vegas.
Like, yeah, we're
that's
just,
right,
he's
Vegas.
walking around. He's like,
Pete
there-
Rose.
There's Pete Rose again. I'm like, yep. He just walks around.
Pete
But he
Rose
passed
was,
away, didn't he?
Pete Rose was
Yep.
never going to make the Baseball Hall of Fame because of the cheating scandal, the gambling
Stupid.
scandal, not cheating scandal, the gambling scandal. And he always said, when I die, they're going to give me some kind of pass and put me in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Well, the news are out now that he is no longer banned from baseball now that he's dead.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah, this is so terrible. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred reinstated him and Shoeless Joe Jackson, which I only know because the movie Field of Dreams. He was a Chicago White Sox.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was like 100 years ago.
Making them
More.
eligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame. He said he unbanned everybody who is dead because obviously a person no longer with us cannot represent a threat to the integrity of the game.
Screw you.
Therefore, I have concluded that permanent ineligibility ends upon the passing of the disciplined individual. It was back in 1989 that Pete Rose was banned for betting on games while he was managing the Reds.
So that's the
Shoeless
new
Joe
rule.
Jackson and
He was-
7 other members
he
of the
wasn't
Chicago
gambling.
White Sox were banned for fixing the 1919 World Series.
But if you look at like Shoeless Joe Jackson's like his stats, he played awesome.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't like he was throwing the game, but he had to go with everybody else, and he got
He was
caught
in
up.
on it. He knew that they were going to throw the
But
game.
he was. If you look at his stats were killer.
He was
It
like a
says-
sacrificial lamb.
The committee does not vote again for the Hall of Fame until December of 2027, but Pete and Joe can't get into the Hall of Fame until 2028, the earliest, because their greatest contributions to baseball came before the year 1980, meaning they'd have to be considered by the 12-person Classic Baseball Committee.
They should just have a wing with stuff like that. They put like the
Scandals.
Astros in 17. They put Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, people that are worthy of it, but you know they have a story to tell.
You got the juicer's wing.
Aaron made a point to say if Pete Rose makes it into the Hall of Fame, then nobody will talk about him anymore for
That's what I'm
why
saying.
he was left out.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to ever be in it. That way, they'll talk about me in 100 years.
Or could the
That's
story
true.
be, hey, for 40 years they wouldn't let me in until...
Story would be dead then.
Okay.
So that's the new rule. Basically, you're banned until you die.
Stupid.
Pretty much, yeah. Coming up next, we're going to check in with the listener line. It's the listener line, right? You
Yes,
an
we
email.
got a call
Okay.
from a woman who has had to deal with a frenemy. Let's just say that.
frenemy.
A frenemy she's not spoken to in years, and the frenemy has made a very big request.
Okay, let's find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
And Ryan Show with Eric. It's time to check in with Listener
You
Line.
have 912 messages.
Damn.
You clown.
You are a know-it-all, know nothing. Really?
4.1 KRB.
The number is 713-278-8368. That's 278-VENT. Lock it in your contacts so you have access to the listener line whenever you
And
feel
I love
the
it because
need.
people don't just call, people listen to our show all 24/7.
Right.
And they'll want to call the vent line and leave a message
I
about
love
that topic. But sometimes people just like to just treat us like we're friends, which we are. And
They've got a problem and they need it solved. They
just
want
say, here,
an
here's-
outside opinion.
sometimes they'll just throw it out there, just get it off their chest.
Uh-huh.
There's stuff we never put on that we're like, I don't think they want us to play this. It's
Yeah,
like,
but it's just like
I
a
mean, we
vent
try
line.
and be respectful, but you can call us about anything whatsoever. Like Roula said, 713-278-VENT. We check it throughout the day, and, we're always going to listen to your calls.
This
We
lady
may
was
not
going-
get them all on,
She
but...
talked for like a couple minutes.
What's the frenemy call? Let's hear it.
All right, let's hear.
this girl that I went to graduate school with, who we were always very much frenemies. I didn't realize that until way later, until I realized that people who knew us both said she would talk really bad things about me. One time there was this guy we both liked, and I left my jacket in his car, and he gave it to her to give back to me, and she just kept it. Little things like that over 3 years of graduate school. I haven't talked to her since graduating in 2021, and she is now reaching out to me because she's been dating a guy for a few months, has not been proposed to, but is letting me know that they're discussing rings and wedding timelines, and wants to let me know that when the time comes, she plans to ask me to be in her bridal party. First of all, I have never heard of somebody reaching out to a bridal party before being proposed to. And second of all, shouldn't there be like a statute of limitations on friendships? Like, we've maybe exchanged 5 text messages in the last 4 years. I'm absolutely not going to do this, but I'm just wondering if I am overreacting to how strange this is. It just seems really weird, and also seems like very reaching to have to reach back out to somebody you barely talk to.
It's not weird.
Let me tell you something. That girl doesn't have friends.
No.
Feel sad for her.
That's exactly it.
She does not have friends, and now she's trying to line up. If this is going to happen, I'm going to be so embarrassed I can't even muster up a couple of girls to stand by my side.
That is a fear to have because, like, say the person you're marrying has 5 or 6 friends and you don't have.
It's a red
I think
flag.
in that case, don't you just elope?
That's what the wedding ringer is about.
You don't have to
be
elope,
friends.
Yeah.
but you could just ask your mate to maybe not have so many people in the wedding
Or
party.
just, don't have
isn't
anybody
that,
up there with
Sam,
you.
would you think that's
Awkward.
I mean, I know we joke about your red flag radar is off, but legit, let's go. If you are dating somebody and you find out really as you're talking to this person, he doesn't have any friends. Like, who are his friends?
Is that a red
Zero.
flag?
Or she has no friends. Isn't that kind of like
Depends what the age is, right?
Yeah, and are they an introvert? Like, my husband is an introvert, and he has friends, but like he doesn't have a lot of friends. But I'm an extrovert, and I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of close friends. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of friends.
If you were living in your hometown,
But, you know
would
what
you
I mean?
have a good group of friends?
No, because,
more than here.
No, because I'm weird. I'm just weird.
You
in
hung
this
out with
situation.
boys more.
I hung out with
Sports
guys. Like, I don't stay in touch with anybody from my high school, and I have one girlfriend from college that I stay in touch with. My circle's really tight.
But that's okay, Sam. It's whatever works for you.
Yeah, I know, Eric.
But how many did you have bridesmaids?
I know, right? One was my sister-in-law, so she had to be part of it.
So you're this
the other
bride.
one,
You got no no friends for a bridal party.
Right? And I don't know. That's
Plus, when you do a wedding not in your town,
Destination wedding is
like,
much smaller.
Like what I did and what
It's a
Sam
big
did,
ask.
you don't have to. That way you can keep it small.
You don't have a bridal party.
That's the key to do it. If you don't have a lot of friends, but they do, say, let's do a destination wedding, but let's keep it small, just up there, just you and me.
yeah. You
And they,
can do
you know,
that
they're
way.
spending money to come there. They don't need to have a dress and that. But let them just
Right.
watch.
Yeah, that's more work.
That way you get
Exactly.
away with not looking like.
You get real.
But
So
to help-
back to the listener line call
help her
for those
call.
just tuning in. The girl said she's only had like 5 text messages with this woman
It's
in 3
weird.
years.
I wouldn't have-
She's not even engaged yet. She's just
Weird.
discussing rings, and she's already reached out to this girl and said, "Hey, when this happens, I want you to be my bridal party." This is a reach for having a person next to her.
But she wants
This girl doesn't have
validation.
friends.
Could it
And-
be since they're frenemies, like a little dig? Like, look I got a man.
No, I think it's more.
I'm better than you.
It's not even that. Because I don't know
think
what the
Rilla's
caller
right.
situation
She doesn't
is.
have friends.
She doesn't have friends, and she needs to show that she has friends.
And I feel like that she's always.
So she's ignoring the frenemy part. This girl's probably clueless to the fact that she was a frenemy.
I feel like she's intimidated by this girl her whole life. That's why she has to talk crap about her and then steal
Probably.
her jacket.
Like, look, I got married.
What I'm
before
saying
you
is,
did.
why would you put if you are intimidated by somebody, why would you put them
Because
in
you
your
like them,
wedding
but then you want
party?
to show them. And
Yeah, like I got married before you did.
yeah.
I'm
Well, I
starting
don't know
my
if this
life.
girl is married. We don't know her story.
No, but that's
caller-
the plan.
Yeah.
The caller wants to know, am I,
Oh, I get what you're saying.
justified
Yeah,
the caller, we don't know if
in
she's
not
married or has a
wanting to do
boyfriend.
this? Is this weird to you? And I think we're all
100%.
saying yes,
But
it is weird.
She can't say, because there's no date yet, she can't say that
I'll be busy that
Oh, I'm
weekend.
tied up. What date is it again?
No, just
I would
wait to see what.
text back. Oh, congratulations! I hope it works out for you.
Yes.
Don't acknowledge it,
That's a
Yeah.
great. That's a great.
and that way
way.
it leaves her going. She didn't say
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I think you can say, let me know when it happens.
But then that sounds
No,
like
because
that sounds
then
like,
you're inviting it.
Yeah, you do not want to invite
that's
that.
what I'm saying. You keep it like bye.
No,
and
I
then,
think it's nice and neutral
Wow,
what Eric said.
congratulations.
And then down the road when they do get engaged, yeah, we're getting married in July 14th, 2027.
You're like, oh, that's when I planned my big family trip to her. Okay, we moved the wedding to August 14th. Oh, no, that's another family trip. We travel a lot together.
So that's your official
At that point, just ghost her.
Yeah, how do you get out of being asked into a wedding party? Because
Can you
also,
just
don't forget, there's
block her?
expense to that. There's expense to the wedding party.
There is.
Or just tell her,
How much-
Don't be your friend. I heard you talk crap about me and took my
Yeah.
jacket. It's my members only jacket.
Members only. So what should she do? That's
We
just
just told her to do.
Told her.
Would you
Ryan, are you
think?
not hearing us?
I am.
He's got a different show
You're not
on.
hearing us. Eric said it again. What is the text going to say, Eric?
I can't even remember now.
Say,
Wow, congratulations.
congratulations. Hope it works out for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Wow, I love that for you.
Keep it
Yeah.
simple,
Okay.
short,
Bless
sweet.
your heart.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's mean.
Hope that works out for you.
Okay.
And scene.
Scene.
That's
Okay.
it.
Is there any others?
If
If you're
are-
listening to this, lady, call
Lady?
us back.
Lady.
Send us our
Jane
name.
X.
I love she left a name, or if she wants us to say
Jane
her
Doe.
name,
She didn't.
call back this afternoon after you hear this on the podcast.
Okay.
Yep,
You
yep.
got your answer.
And try that and see what happens. Let us know what happens.
Yeah, and watch The Wedding Ringer, people are saying.
That is a funny movie.
That's why we had them in here. in the studio.
Josh Gad and Kevin Hart. I was on maternity leave and I've missed that, but I've always heard the story of how Kevin Hart could not handle when
Nope.
Josh Gad was trying to be Olaf,
He
making
shut it
kids'
down.
dreams come true.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have 2 stars.
God, that would have been
Two
so
egos.
You
awesome.
could smell the booze coming out of his pores.
They were having fun.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
I really feel bad that I wasn't here because I feel like maybe I could have dragged that out of him.
We had him about to do Olaf
He started doing the voice, and Kevin Hart shut it down.
because it wasn't about him.
You know, Sam, have you ever seen Frozen 2?
I have, but I can't.
You know, he says your name.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Samantha?
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
There's if you go to Disney Plus,
When he's in the
there's-
forest?
There's a whole thing about when they did the voice recordings for Frozen 2, just like some outtakes and stuff, or things like they just have the cameras in there. And Josh Gad is doing the riffs, just the riffs. And my sister, who does not know Disney anything, went to Disney for her first time ever with my niece when she was 14. And she's not familiar with the Disney stuff. So she thought, he's like, What's that funny thing he says, Sharon? And he goes, no, Samantha. And so my niece calls my sister Sharon now, just as their joke about how she's like does not know anything Disney. Oh, Samantha, what's up? Samantha, Sharon. So Sharon. Anyway, Disney Plus gives you lots of wasted time of voiceovers and behind the scenes. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
what's going down in H-Town?
104.1 KRBE.
Wait, somebody said on text, how about try being honest? I'd say I haven't heard from you in years. I really don't feel like we are that close, and I don't want to take up a special. I don't want to take up a special place.
Special spot
Spot like
for someone else.
It's all changed everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
For someone
that
that
makes
close.
sense.
Yeah, that's honesty.
You could do that.
That makes sense.
All right. Business owners are
We're
bracing.
giving you all
We don't like to do
excuses.
that.
Business owners are bracing once again for the thousands of people expected to take over Crystal Beach and the peninsula for Jeep Weekend next week. So the annual event began about 10 years
Wait, isn't
ago.
it this coming weekend?
It
It's
says
this coming weekend.
it's this coming
on
weekend.
Crystal Beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying
on
next
Crystal
week, but it's
Beach.
this coming
Is there
Friday.
like a president of this group? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, who's like the Jeep?
I know that
president?
Is there like, you
business
know what I mean?
owners-
Like,
There
they
has
have-
to
they have a
be, but I
committee
don't
every year.
They got car clubs.
What
like
started
GM and
informally-
Chevy.
It's on a Facebook
But
group.
business owners
Probably.
You look it up.
say they're considering safety over profit. A lot of businesses near Crystal Beach, including the area's main grocery store, the Big Store, began closing in recent years. Weekend participants will not be permitted to park or stop on the beach as part of a plan created by the Galveston County and approved by the Texas General Land Office. They don't want them there.
Here's the information on how we can join this club.
Yes, sir.
You can't. It says Jeep
You can't?
Weekend is not sponsored by a single club.
They just show up.
It is more of an informal gathering for Jeep owners and enthusiasts.
It's a 3-day drunk fest where people get hurt.
But I
It's
want to
not a
know,
club membership.
does it spill over into Galveston Island proper? Is it still going to be wild there? Am I not going to be able to get a dinner reservation on a Friday night? You
right.
know,
Or is it just on
It's
Bolivar
Crystal Beach,
Peninsula
yeah.
and that's where it stays? Because here's the thing. If you've never been to Bolivar, there's really not much there. And that big store they're talking about they're closing, well, if they close that big store, where you can buy your beer.
and that
Those
ferry
bring their
line,
Jeeps.
the ferry line is already long to begin with.
It's crazy
So
time.
why even go that way? Go down
I-10
around the
East
other way
and come out
Yes.
the other side.
Kevin does not wait in ferry lines.
No. I've been in plenty of ferry lines before, and they closed Rich's down a long time ago. No, it's actually back.
Special K prank call coming up next. What kind of prank is it?
God bless Texas, Roula, Ryan, Eric. God bless Texas.
How many times will Kevin say that to a telemarketer before the telemarketer?
Loses his damn mind.
Okay, I can't wait for it. Let's hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.